Today, every day, small cap investors visit Agoracom knowing this is the day to discover the world's next great company, to have their dreams come true. That's why I take to the open road, to find them, to tell their stories, to engage them, to bring them to life, because they want to connect with you from your office, your phone, your home, anywhere. Agoracom, find your dream.
Welcome to CEO Interviews, a production of Agoracom, in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives about what's going on at their companies. With us today, I'm happy to have back James Briscoe. He's CEO and president at Liberty Star. The company trades under the stock symbol LBSR. Jim is here to update us on the new and latest activities in copper mining, rich Southeast Arizona, where the company's primary project, Hay Mountain, is located. Jim, glad to have you back.
George, thank you for taking time with me. It's been a while since I've had a chance to talk with you and the Liberty Star shareholder followers, and I appreciate this forum to talk about this exciting time in this region.
Well, it sounds like there are some good things going on over there. So tell us a little bit about, for those who are new, tell us a little about the Hay Mountain project and what's going on in that part of Arizona.
In that part of Arizona, which is southeastern Arizona, the discovery at Arizona Mining in the Patagonia Mountains and the coming on board of Excelsior really tell a story about something that most people are simply not attuned to, and this indicates how much reserves there are, and I think most geologists don't seem to recognize it either. But at any rate, that's besides the fact. While I haven't been able to say too much because of SEC rules and other agreements, we've been quite busy. While I've mentioned field visits, and there's been a lot of them, I've been unable to elaborate on what kind of work we must do in the office to make our presentation spot on for each group that we have talked to. But as you know, neither me nor the board nor staff can talk about these opportunities at that time until they become material. All I can say is that I feel that it is not if, but when and with whom an agreement will close and we can start drilling on target one.
All right, Jim, so we've got the first slide on here. It looks like it's the region and the main project slide. What are we looking at here?
All right, if we look at these provided maps, our audience can see where southeastern Arizona is in relation to the state on the left-hand slide. And for our purposes, it primarily includes the counties of Cochise, Santa Cruz, both of which lie along the Mexican border, Pinal, Graham, Greenlee, and Maricopa counties that lie to the north of the Santa Cruz County, Cochise County area. And we're going to avoid Pima County for now until the anti-mining element, including the Pima County Board of Supervisors, which has caused 99% of the permitting problems at Rosemont Camp and Silverbell have given Arizona a bad name, and report in the last Fraser report for the political favorability, very negative category, despite the top rating for the geologic favorability. So eventually this is going to disappear as the positive effects of development, jobs, taxes, and property prices are realized at Arizona Mining and yet to be discovered projects like Hay Mountain. So the Hermosa project in Santa Cruz County, Excelsior's Johnson Camp, Gunnison projects in Cochise County, and our Hay Mountain project, also in Cochise County, are all depicted in the colored map on the right-hand side, along with Walnut Creek, which is another target that we have that I've had for many years. As the entirety of our exploration, including Hay Mountain, of course, is underlain by extremely favorable, chemically favorable Paleozoic limestone layers. These were first publicly reported in the very first U.S. Geological Survey professional paper, #1, by the very exacting geologist, Dr. F.L. Ransom, in 1903. The bottom of this favorable stack of limestone formations is called the Martin, and it has yielded bonanza-grade copper-gold ore bodies at Bisbee and is similarly productive at Johnson Camp, Gunnison, Tombstone, and in the Patagonia Mountains. And that still lies below the current point of drilling at the Arizona mining mega discovery. And it is why I've said in these discussions on Agoracom and in my blogs that as Arizona mining drills deeper holes below their bonanza grade silver, lead, zinc current zones at Hermosa, they will find increasing copper and gold as they predictably enter higher grade gold copper zones in the lower limestone, including the Abrigo and Martin limestones that produce bonanza grade ore at Bisbee. As they drill holes towards the Sunnyside porphyry copper deposit, and copper and gold component should increase significantly, as pointed out by Dr. Peter McGaw recently. That all sounds pretty complex, but actually you just have to remember the Martin limestone and the lower Paleozoic, and if you have a porphyry near those, you're liable to get a massive ore body. And there is a gigantic area in southeastern Arizona that has never been tested. And the strange thing is that there is not much indication at the Arizona mining area, and there is very little indication of what lies below at our Hay Mountain area, except for geochemistry and geophysics and geology. So this too will happen as we drill holes in the geophysical geochemical anomalies, which are now 10 magnetic anomalies in addition to the electromagnetic anomalies at Hay Mountain. This concentration of high-grade base and precious metals and rare earth, battery metals, and other specialty metals will occur elsewhere in southeastern Arizona where conditions are right. And we've already pinpointed several anomalies that we believe hold promise, aside from Hay Mountain. Hay Mountain is situated in a larger zone of copper and associated metals extending from north central Arizona east to approximately the Rio Grande in New Mexico, and south into northern Mexico, and then north to about Ajo in western Arizona, and then north to the Colorado Plateau, which you can see the map on our website, or the map that's being displayed right now. The U.S. Geological Survey has characterized the zone as the Great Cluster of Copper Resources, and we have edited that to be the Great Cluster of Copper and Gold Resources, and a lot of other associated metals. We've always characterized Hay Mountain and the Tombstone Super Project as exploration properties, primarily for gold, copper, and moly, and of course the historic district of Bisbee is just about 15 miles south of Hay Mountain. Great example of grades we expect to find. The other world-class mines in this great cluster, which are located on the map, include Morenci, largest in North America, the Mission Pima mine and Esperanza Sierrita, great mines that have been being operated for about 65 years since they were opened up. And I actually worked in the Mission Pima, or in the Mission mine, as it was being exposed, primarily hauling explosives around in blast holes. Interesting for a young college entrant. To the northwest of Tucson is the Silver Bell mining district, which is visible on this map. in the Silver Bell Mountains, where I started working under the superstar mineral explorationists Kenyon Richard and Harold Courtwright. These two guys discovered a good deal of what is now being mined in Peru and in Arizona and throughout the U.S. and in Canada. So they were real stars. And the irony is that Harold Courtwright learned this by doing it. He was too poor during the Depression to get a college degree. But Kenyon Richard, who is a graduate summa cum laude from the Reno School of Mines, was his lifelong friend, and they worked together to make those discoveries. And the way Liberty started as geological studies in large part comes from what I learned from these two. And near the same time, I met Dr. John Gilbert, who brought his ore finding class to the Silver Bell mine, I think the best in the world at that time, to demonstrate all aspects of porphyry copper deposits. And I actually showed Dave Lowell how to interpret leached capping at that mine about the same time. But that started a friendship and a partnership in many years until his recent death last October. And I have a way of approaching geology by adopting the best from other related disciplines, volcano now caldera geology, and detachment faulting, recognized first by George Davis here at the University of Arizona in Tucson, and geochemistry and geophysics specifically. And there is my willingness to engage new technologies as well. This approach or approaches will pay off at Hay Mountain, given the recent interest my methods have already brought attention to the area.
And the area, Southeast Arizona, is making the news. So tell us what you're seeing in the area.
Well, the news is focused on 3 properties in the Great Cluster area, and I know them intimately because we had leases on all of them except for Mexican Hat, in all cases during the recurring copper depressions. As a result, they could not make progress. But they are geologic neighbors that I'm intimately familiar with, and I just mentioned the Hermosa Taylor project southwest of us, world-class lead, zinc, silver, and the Gunnison In Situ Copper project, including the Johnson Camp mine and the Mexican Hat gold mine.
So Jim, we got a second slide here. Tell us about the significance of this one.
Well, the Commonwealth, well, it shows the close proximity of all of these projects. So we're going to mention the Commonwealth silver gold mine, which is very historic, which we also had at one point, and is about 10 miles south of Dragoon, just at the tip end of the Excelsior deposit. And a little bit further south is Mexican Hat, another gold mine originally discovered by my friend Dr. Roger Newell, which is now undergoing development. He discovered the tombstone anomalies during his PhD mapping work about 1972, which eventually led me to Hay Mountain. So we can see these mines on these slides, and you can spend as much time as you like looking at them. But the right-hand slide there also depicts the location of Tombstone and Hay Mountain and Bisbee, which is in the lower right-hand side. So these deposits in Cochise County are only scratches in the potential of the area. More to be coming in the future. Lack of money caused by metals depressions hampered success on all of it for us, to make this simple.
So developments around Hay Mountain are heating up, and hopefully when Hay Mountain does break its news, it'll be part of a continuum in the area. Let's talk about the news that's taking place right now.
Well, the news that's taking place right now is Arizona Mining, which congratulates you to them because of their latest news of the sale to South 32 to acquire Arizona Mining in the agreed all-cash offer. The sale to the Australian globally diversified metals miner is worth 1.3 billion and offers a 50% premium to the closing share price as of this June 15th. Shareholders and management should be well pleased with their investment in Arizona Mining. And I think that South 32 is too, because it's going to get much bigger, much bigger. And this is actually a harbinger to other discoveries that are not even imagined now. 38 years ago, I had a drill rig set up on a large structure at Hermosa, generally the same place that Arizona Mining's drill holes were, that I could see on some of the earliest space imagery, one that everybody sees at the surface, but no one realizes that it is or what it is. I don't know whether those images are what brought Mr. Taylor in, but it is one of the things that attracted me. I didn't, and I haven't ever commented on its presence, although I'm alluding to it now. And I have had very little erudite professors, and I guess I should say I've had erudite professors not detect its presence while standing on it and expounding on the geology of the area, never noticing one of the largest geologic features in the mountain range was under their feet. In the case of me, my financial backers got cold feet when we had a minor drill hole problem at 600 feet, and they ran back to Vancouver with their money, so that discovery was lost to my shareholders. But the geologic environment and underlying stratigraphy is quite like Hay Mountain from geology, alteration, and geologic structural point of view. The porphyry center is undercover, but indicated by a series of very large magnetic anomalies. The productive host beds are shallow to very deep, but certainly within the range of modern mining production, in part open pitable and in part underground methods like Arizona mining plans. And we also recently congratulated Arizona Mining on May 29 again on the discovery of a copper-rich zone located on the Hermosa project. I reported at that time that I see similarities borne out by our surface studies at Hay Mountain. So far, the cross-section data from their latest step-out drilling program, 2 holes in the Taylor Deep zones, correlate to what we know about our Hay Mountain project 35 miles away in Cochise County. We believe that as they drill deeper, they're going to find higher grades of gold, copper, replacing silver, zinc, and lead as they pass through that zone, which is the layer, the epitaph dolomite, on their way to the prolific Martin Formation, which is the bonanza grade copper gold host at Bisbee and other mines. And these formations, which were first identified at Bisbee and Tombstone, are present at Hay Mountain and are found throughout the United States. And frequently where they're found, there are major mines. So the environment of this part of Cochise County is going to be very prolific, even though I don't think it's properly realized yet. Going back to Arizona Mining, their newly discovered copper zone is high grade and is undefined to the north and south of the current zone, indicating the size of it may be very large because of the strength of the overlying mineralization. In other developments, Excelsior Mining has put out news regarding permitting efforts on June 25th in their in situ leach mine, and the EPA has issued them an operating permit for their operation at Gunnison, the Gunnison Copper Project, that is. we had control of Gunnison, but when we took the data to various consultants here in Tucson, I was told, you don't have all the data, Jim. And we didn't, we found. We sued the then owner, who is now deceased. I believe most suits are a waste of time and money, so we agreed mutually to destroy the data. But our three-dimensional image appears in Excelsier's promotional data, even though it was to be destroyed. We assumed that they didn't really know about it and haven't pursued the matter, but apparently they liked it. We do good work. So Excelsior was looking at starting mine production after August 1, and they still perceive themselves as the next mine to open in the state. Another bit of news comes from another area I'm very familiar with in Cochise County, and I think we already covered that, the Mexican Hat. So on July 17th, GMV Minerals announced updated ore reserves there, and they're going to be doing more drilling. And that's only about 15 miles from Hay Mountain.
So the shareholders of these companies have all benefited nicely in what's still actually an underperforming mining sector. But, Liberty Star shareholders are due a break. So, what's on the horizon for Liberty Star?
Well, I'm always shocked when I bring many of the people out there because they say, well, there's nothing to see. And quite frankly, there has been no exposure of easily visible mineralization at Hay Mountain since the last ice age. In other words, no human beings that we have any record of, even archaeologically, have dug on Hay Mountain. But Roger Newell first saw geochemical anomalies in his mesquite tree sampling program out there in 1972, which is what attracted it to me some 50 years ago. It's been a very long time. And I've been working on it in a desultory way ever since. But with Shea Clark Smith's vegetation sampling approach, we have defined a porphyry copper center that happens to correspond with an intense magnetic high. And our geochem shows many elements, but primarily the target elements: copper, molybdenum, lead, zinc, gold, silver, and there is a large area of rare earths, some of the battery metals, including cobalt. There's almost a square mile of anomaly there. So we're looking with great interest on the electric vehicle metals, which include copper, but also manganese, which we have. And I talked with John Gilbert extensively about this, and his comments were, when Dave Lowell and I were working on Kalamazoo and the porphyry copper model, we only had assays for copper, molybdenum, lead, zinc, gold, and silver. With modern chemistry, we can see many more elements, and every place Shea Clark Smith and I have been, we're seeing numerous additional elements. These seem to be completely unknown to most of the community. So we think that this is going to be a very exciting project, and we're very excited about it. We're always a little bit dismayed when people worried that they can't see anything, because you can see things. It's just geochemically and geophysically. And in other recent news related to the electric vehicles, we've learned that 20 mule team or borax as mined in the 20 mule team borax mine in Death Valley may be an important additive to electric vehicles. So I think the jury is still out as to what will be the next darling metal, but we have almost all of them at Hay Mountain that will be either produced as primary metals or as byproduct metals. And the fact that our prospects are broadened by fast-moving future technologies makes this an exciting time to be into our industry, and the possibilities for high future copper prices, which have been reported widely, means we're particularly well positioned. Just in today's, I guess it was yesterday's news, it's now been revealed that the Grasberg deposit of in Indonesia, which is being transitioned from the open pit mines to block cave mines, are going to reduce their output of copper by 50%. Well, that mine produces the largest amount of copper in the world from a single mine. And so this is going to exacerbate the scarcity of copper right as we need more copper to do electric vehicles and of all types. And so Cochise County is going to be of significantly greater potential because of the price increases and the anomalies that we have seen. And we've actually seen a new type of phenomena that has been exposed for 100 years and has been unnoticed by even Dr. Ransom at Bisbee, who is particularly observant. And we think that these are harbingers for very deep-seated porphyrocoppers. I can't tell you what they are because that is a trade secret, but we were stunned when we discovered them, and they are seen in other places in the world. So we expect to be intersecting exciting targets, and some of these are going to be like those at the Arizona Mining Hermosa Project and Excelsior.
Well, Jim, if there's one thing that's consistent about you, it's that you not only don't lose your energy and enthusiasm for Hay Mountain, but it seems like it just keeps, the circumstances keep getting, better and better. So what are the last thoughts you want to close with as you're speaking to, the shareholders here?
Yeah, I'm going to say a few more words about Hay Mountain.
Sure.
What we've also found is that it is much bigger than we had originally thought. Quite frankly, we think it's the largest deposit, or could turn into the largest deposit. We can't know until we get drill holes in it. But it could be the largest copper porphyry in North America, with all the other metals that are going along with it. And we're still working on that. But now, rather than one magnetic anomaly, we've got 10 magnetic anomalies over quite a large area. And then as far as Cochise County goes, there hasn't been this amount of mining discovery in what is now southern Arizona since the 1850s, when Sylvester Mowry discovered the silver deposits and lead deposits at the Mowry mine, which is actually part of the Hermosa area. And the first Bisbee mineralization was discovered in 1877, and Ed Shefflin discovered the Tombstone District in 1877. And despite a long hiatus, discovery is not over yet. Billions, no, probably hundreds of billions of dollars yet to be discovered, and we want our shareholders to get a piece of that pie.
Jim, as always, thanks for a great summary, because what I really like about what you do in these interviews is that you don't just talk about the company and its project, but you really give everyone a great flavor and great context for what's going on all around you. And one great thing about mining is you want to be in a great neighborhood, and clearly Hay Mountain is in a great neighborhood. So thanks for kind of summarizing how things are going in the area. And then now we're just waiting for hopefully the next steps for Liberty Star, where we can get some successful financing in and have everyone start talking about you and what you're finding.
Well, thank you, George. And as always, we're happy to answer any questions that we can on Agoracom. And so people are more than welcome to write to us or even call me on the phone. My phone number is published, so people can call me if they choose to do so.
Well, I think, listen, if they choose to, but for everyone listening at home, it's probably easier. What I like about the Agoracom format is when you post your question, everyone sees the question. And then when you get your answer, everyone sees the answer. So it's kind of like a great, it's a great transparent format where everyone gets the exact same information, as they have in this fantastic interview. Jim, thanks so much. I know it's August and it's really hot in Arizona. So the fact you took out the time to kind of get this done for your shareholders is much appreciated.
Okay, thank you, George. As always, it's very enjoyable talking to you.
You've been listening to Jim Briscoe. He's president and CEO at Liberty Star, as you all know. The company trades on the stock symbol LBSR. Get to Agoracom to get all the information you need, nicely summarized and neatly packaged in the profile, and then get into the discussion forum where you can talk to your fellow shareholders, post questions, and get answers directly from the company. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.